Oh, hello everyone! Welcome back to the Giggly Potions Academy. It's me, your favorite sorceress, Mycelia Quickwittson. So today we have a very special lesson. We're going to talk about feeling fulfilled with yourself. Because if you're like me, you probably hold yourself to a very high standard. You think that you need to be the best version of yourself, accomplish a lot, live life according to your values, create, strive. But then, due to this immense pressure you put on yourself, you often feel very dissatisfied, restless, and sometimes even miserable. And not anymore. I have the remedy. After years and years of trying, I finally brewed the most potent potion for feeling very fulfilled with yourself. I took a sip from this potion last night, and let me tell you, I've never been more at ease with myself.
Oh, shut up, you old hag.
Don't mind her. That's another version of me that lives inside a painting.
You are an embarrassment to the Quickwittson kind.
Shut up! Can't you see that I'm talking to my students?
Are you sure there's anyone out there? Or are you just imagining things as
I'm
always?
fulfilled with myself. I'm content with
You're
myself.
slow-witted,
I won't let her distract me.
inauthentic, and a bore. You're slow-witted,
She won't provoke
inauthentic,
me. I won't
and a
let her
bore.
provoke me. I won't let her provoke
You
me.
are
I
an
won't let her provoke me.
embarrassment to the Quickwittson
Shut
kind.
up! Okay, that's better. Sorry for the disturbance. Now let's retreat to my potion chamber where we can brew our potion in private. Let's go. And the first ingredient we're going to add is tell yourself everyone's miserable. Go through this. And this is such an amazing ingredient. So what it does, it inspires you. Every time you feel very dissatisfied with yourself, just to remind yourself that everyone's miserable. You know how people tell themselves there's heaven, there's second life, there's rebirth or something? You are telling yourself a story. You just tell yourself that everyone's miserable as you are. Instead of glorifying the lives of others that you often compare yourself to, feel envious of, you simply tell yourself that they're miserable. Maybe their love life is terrible. Maybe they've developed this terrible allergy. Maybe they have terrible relationship with their parents. It can be anything. Be creative, use your imaginative mind. Me personally, I've been feeling very envious of this sorceress called Clarissa. She recently opened up this potion shop not far away from here, and she's been all the talk in town. Everyone is just rushing and fighting to get her potions because they're very unique and quirky and potent. And yes, she's more popular than I am, so I've been comparing myself to her and feeling miserable instead. So now what I do every time I feel, envious of her, I sit and I imagine her, in her potion shop after everyone's gone, and she just cries her heart out because she feels very lonely and not connected to anyone, on a deeper level. And then I tell myself that I'm connected to someone, and immediately I feel so much better about myself. It's a little bit wicked, I know, but you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Let's stir. And the next ingredient we're going to add is a squeeze of pretend joy is in the small things. And another incredible ingredient. What it does, it tells you that the joy isn't the small things in this world, the littlest things. It's not in building a successful business or traveling the world or getting more money. No, it's really existing in the moment, feeling the littlest joys of life. For example, waking up in your small apartment that's badly lit with terrible view. But your loved one is in here, just he's snoring, and there's this drool coming out of their mouth, and it's coming down their neck, and it's landing on their pajamas. You know it's gonna smell terribly later, but it doesn't matter. They're there, they're present, they're in your life. Oh, what an irreplaceable feeling. Your friends, they might be skiing in the Alps or swimming in the Mediterranean, but it doesn't matter. What you're doing is far more important. You are feeling the air come out of your nostrils as you meditate. What an amazing feeling. You don't have to be touring around the world, become a very, I don't know, famous artist or a performer or something. No, what you're doing is far more important. You are touching a tree in the park, feeling the essence of the tree. You're one, you're the same. What blissful existence. You might be walking down the street because you don't own a car, it doesn't matter. And then, you land in dog shit. Don't be stressed out. Don't be angry. Just enjoy the moment. Who else can brag about stepping in dog shit today? Only a handful of people. You're alive. You exist. Things are happening to you. Oh, what an amazing life. Maybe a car rushes by and then now you're soaking wet from head to toe. Don't get upset. Just feel the cold sipping inside your body, the flu coming down. You're alive, you exist. The joy is really in the small things. The wisest people will tell you this. Of course, they live their dream life, traveling around the world, promoting this, but it doesn't matter. The joy is in the small things. Let's stir. And the third ingredient we're going to add to our potion is a clove of everyone will die, so why try? I know it sounds a bit creepy, but don't be creeped out. This is such an amazing ingredient. What it does, it tells you this truth that in the end, everyone will die. That accomplished artist, that a popular famous performer, that CEO, CTO, or I don't know, crypto investor or whatever, they're all dead now. Everyone that you compared yourself with, they're all gonna be dead one day, just like you are, because death spares no one, and in death, everyone's equal. And you immediately feel so much better about yourself. Just like I did that exercise with Clarissa where I imagined herself crying her heart out, in her potion shop. I do the same thing here. I just imagine me and Clarissa getting buried side by side to the cemetery. It doesn't matter that she was more accomplished than me, had the most popular potion shop. Here we are, getting decomposed by worms at the same creepy cemetery. We're the same. It doesn't matter what we did in life because we ended up at the same place. Another, mental exercise. Try with someone you feel envious of. In a way, you are the same person here. Why? Because eventually you're gonna die. So why invest energy in anything, especially in things that require too much effort? Just get in your comfiest pajamas, sit on the couch, munch on a bag of Doritos, and watch your favorite movie. Just enjoy life. You don't have to do anything that requires too much effort. You are the same person here. Let's stir. 2 more ingredients to go, and then we're done. And the next ingredient we're going to add is 2 drops of convince yourself you're ordinary. No, don't be alarmed, don't be alarmed. It's not what it sounds like. It's actually a very interesting ingredient. So what it does, you're playing a little mental trick on yourself. So by telling yourself that you're pretty ordinary, you're relieving the pressure of yourself to accomplish and perform, and you relieve yourself of this restlessness and this misery you feel inside, because soon you're gonna burn out. Deep down, you're extraordinary, but you're lying to yourself you're ordinary so that you take things slowly. Those big giant stars, in the night sky that burn the brightest? Do you know that they collapse the fastest? they can exist for a few million years and that's it. They collapse. They burn the brightest, they run out of fuel very fast. Then the smaller stars, that spend less fuel, that burn, more dimly, they can exist for billions of years. You see my point here? We're gonna be like those smaller stars. Take me and Clarissa. I know that Clarissa is like those giant stars. She's spending too much energy too fast. And I know that soon she's gonna burn out. Here I am, burning more dimly from the sidelines, and then I'm going to take advantage from her periods of when she's burned out to, overcome her business. And my business is gonna, overtake hers. Be smart, play mental tricks with yourself. It's all about playing mental tricks with yourself. Believe me, burn more slowly, spend less energy, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Take it slowly, day by day, so you can, get that focus, mental focus and strength and stability you need to become the best version of yourself. Let's stir. And the last ingredient we're going to add is a spoonful of you're uniquely fulfilled. Wow, this is another amazing, beautiful ingredient that I simply loved. And I searched for it for so long, and I'm so glad that I finally find it. So, you know what this ingredient does? It tells you, reminds you of the fact that you are uniquely fulfilled. You don't need to travel the world from point A, point B. No, be filled with fame, popularity, and accomplished, or I don't know what, You are fulfilled in your own way. You have things like childhood trauma, You have such serious childhood trauma that your parents transferred to you and their parents transferred onto them and so on for generations, And you have existential dread and you're only in your late 20s, or your early 30s, who can brag with feeling existential dread when they're so young? You are so, so unique, Doesn't matter if other people are, I don't know, living their dream life or being a performer, an artist, a writer, or I don't know, touring the world, traveling. You are fulfilled in your own unique way. You have fear of dying, catastrophizing, social anxiety, mood swings, hypersensitivity, melancholy. Oh, don't get me started on your melancholy. Oh, such deep sadness inside of you. You can sit in your own apartment for days listening to the saddest songs that have ever been written and just, gloom around. So young, so sad. Just remind yourself, every time you feel very unfulfilled with yourself, compare yourself to other people, just tell yourself that you're a very, very unique individual that's uniquely fulfilled in your own way. That's very special. Let's add it in our spoonful of you're uniquely fulfilled. And let's stir nicely. Ah, how this potion smells so nice. Now the potion is ready to be bottled up. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you learned a thing or two, or at least I made you giggle. Or maybe I helped you realize that any fool can open up a YouTube channel and pretend they know what they're talking about. Don't listen to me, I'm talking nonsense here. But something is bugging me. And you know what? It took me around 4 hours to create this lesson for you. And it took you, 10 minutes to watch it? Do you think that's fair? No, really, do you think that's fair? I don't think it is. So, if you want to make it up to me, just a suggestion, if you want to make it up to me, why don't you subscribe to my channel? And also, while you're at it, why don't you also subscribe to the Giggly Potions Academy newsletter? I'll leave the link in the description box below for you. And before we go, don't forget this. It's very important. Potion brewing is cheaper than therapy. Okay, cheers. Toodaloo.